Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Trade Talks Live. I'm Roger Wakefield. Great to have you back here. If you've been here before, welcome back.
Hello,
We've
everybody,
missed you.
and welcome to the Trade Talks
If you
Live.
haven't been
I'm
here
Roger
before,
Wakefield.
well,
Great to
hang
have
out
you back here.
You're going to have
If you've
fun.
been here
We'll get some
before,
great questions, great
welcome
comments.
back. Hello,
We
everybody,
have
and
built
welcome
a
to the
trade
Trade Talks Live.
show,
I'm Roger Wakefield.
well,
Great
that is
to have
literally
you back
all
here. You're
across
gonna
the
have fun.
country.
If you've been
We
here
get some
before,
great questions, great
welcome
comments.
back. Hello,
We
everybody.
have built a
Let's just
trade
start
doing
doing
this
this
automatically every day now. Anyway, look, we've put together a cool show for the tradespeople. We talk about all kinds of things all across the country, around the world, and it's not just me. As you see, Squirt's in the house.
Hey everybody, good morning. Happy Thursday. Henry, Randy, Squirt, you'll hear this guy call me
the
all
above.
of them.
Oh, I call him a lot more than that.
All those and some here.
Yeah.
Well, there's the dirty truth. All right.
Yes.
Just want to say good morning. You know, we want to thank League Pro for sponsoring today's episode of the Trade Talks, letting us come live and talk trades every day. Something that we really love to do.
And Leak Pro makes this happen. Look, Leak Pro is the most precise leak detection system for professional plumbers. So if you're thinking about growing your business, or even if you're just a plumber and you want to grow your skill set, what you can do is, it's very easy. Go to www.leak-pro.com and check it out. Of course, I recommend the complete kit. That's going to let you have the sidekick and the probe, 2 sets of headphones, all the attachments with it. It's cool stuff. So anyway, go check it out. And if you are interested in the training, which we highly recommend, because look, if you buy the best equipment, but you're not taught how to use it, you might miss out on some things. But we also teach you about the sewer side, not just the water leak side. So it really is, it's a great thing. We've put together an amazing package. And Randy's actually working on a really cool package too for companies that want to send multiple people down and buy multiple pieces. But he's working on something really good there. So if you want to talk to Randy about the training or about the advanced package he's working on, give him a call at 1-8888-LEAK-PRO. Now, we're going to go ahead and jump in because data centers, we talked about this earlier in the week, and there's a lot of money in data centers.
There is a lot of money, but today I pulled something released within the last 20 hours.
20, not even 24.
That's it. I didn't even give it 24 because I started a little
Let's
early,
find this
guys.
down, get
Okay,
it
I
tight.
want it to be within the day after we ended our show. National news today: $2 billion loan secured for AI data center in Utah.
Oh, man.
We talk AI a lot. AI has been the buzzword for the last couple years, especially in social media worlds. It's becoming more of the buzzword in every trade and space also. So guys, this is going to be big, and that is what this is showing. JP Morgan Chase and Starwood Property Trust have provided a $2 billion construction loan for a 100-acre AI data center in West Jordan, Utah. 100 acres is a lot of a data center.
That's a big data
guys.
center.
That's huge. The developers on this, CIM Group and Nova Data Centers, are spearheading this project. The capacity of this facility will deliver 175 megawatts of power designed to support AI computing and cloud storage needs.
That is
It's huge, guys. That's a lot of data. This is expected to be complete by 2026.
Yeah. That may be late in the
So
year.
year and a half,
I know we're early in the year,
Yep.
so it could be up to a year and a half. But still, guys, look, data and AI and computers. Randy and I were at RISCON last November in Vegas, just south of Utah. And to see what they're doing with AI these days, it blows my mind. And I think it was Musk that originally said it, but Mark Cuban reposted it because that's the one that I saw. And it said, look, the next trillionaires, y'all, that was with a TR, not an M or a B, a TR. The next trillionaires are going to be the people that learn how to make AI do what nobody's even thinking of right now.
That's it.
Man, I'm telling you, this is going to be great. because we were also at that same event. We got to hear Kristi Noem, Secretary of Homeland Defense. Right? Homeland Defense?
Yes.
I think so. Yeah.
Homeland Security.
Homeland Security. Director of Homeland Security. Secretary of Homeland Security. I'll get it right here in a minute. But Larry had her in. She was there speaking at the event, and we got to go over and talk to her afterwards and take pictures with her. Really, really cool. And when she was on stage, she's talking about nuclear power that they're building on trailers to power these plants. So, I mean, when you talk about you've got a nuclear reactor built right there on the property or on the trailer that they can pull up, you can plug into, and it'll run this entire plant. Guys, the things that we're working on these days are amazing, and they keep freaking growing.
Well, that's it. And like what I thought was really cool is we never thought about AI from this front as to how it's really going to benefit the trades, not just being a tool in our pocket, but it's creating more work for us to go in there and put in, because
Yeah.
all AI relies on data. And guess what? You got to have a center to be able to store that.
Man.
We love to build them.
All right, websites. Now, this is one of my favorites. I'm just telling you. I do. I love Milwaukee. I wear red just because of Milwaukee. But I mean, seriously, Milwaukee Tools, we were actually talking to them the other day. They're sending us some stuff to play with. I think we're just going to make it our mission to make some of the best Milwaukee videos they've ever seen.
Yeah.
I'm just going to throw that
and
out
have
there.
fun doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, dude. Look, if you're in the trades, you know this. Walking into a store to buy tools is like a kid in a candy store. Now, before I go much deeper, Pinche Plumber, how are you doing? Good to see you. Matt McDonough says, Mr. Miyagi of Plumbing and Squirt, what's up, brothers? Hope all is well. Life is beautiful.
Yes,
And it is. And Matt, we're headed to Vegas the 20-something. 6th.
Yep.
Sounds about right.
I think.
Yeah, we're flying in. Now, when we fly into Vegas, we go to El Segundo Sol. It's that we plan the flights around.
The car just automatically drives there.
Yeah, we rent the car. It takes us right there. I don't know how it all works. But AI. Okay, we're talking about AI. But literally, if think about that, because if you're available that day, you can come over. We'll take you out to lunch, dinner, whatever you want to call it. Depending on what time we get there, because we can't get in our room till 4 or 5, somewhere around
evening
there.
sometime.
So yeah, so we'll get there, and we'll go eat. So if you're interested, let me know. Matt says, Squirt, thanks for the connect on LinkedIn.
Yes, sir.
Man, we love connecting with y'all. TikTok, Instagram, Henry Wakefield, Roger Wakefield. Look for us on LinkedIn. Connect with us. And if you've got direct questions for me, that's normally the ones I answer myself. PJ Plumber says, wonder if they need any plumbers. Don't you know it? I didn't even read this one. Michael says, good evening from Campania, Italy.
Hello.
How are you, sir? Good to see you in here. Says, what's the best steps for getting into a trade? Trade school, local union, whatever. Thank you and God bless. Well, God bless you. Thank you so much. The best steps are going to be different for different people. And I've made videos on this, Michael, on my other channel. Any of y'all aren't familiar with it, it's Roger Wakefield, Plumbing Education. Go over there and just like you do here, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell. That way you don't miss out on anything. It's different for different people. I came up open shop. I just literally got a job at a plumbing company, grew up, learned to plumb, joined the union 17 years later, became an instructor there. So I've seen both sides. Squirt came up in the union. That's where he got his training. So it's very organized training. You go to school 2 nights a week. You work 40 hours a week plus. And I hit the plus a lot.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, it's different for everybody. But I've made videos about it to try to explain to them the different ways and things like that. Pinche Plumber says, wonder if they need any plumbers. Yes, they do. And Matt says autopilot. Man, it's funny how we just end up there. All right, so back to what are your favorite things about Milwaukee? Because I love the tools. I love the way the batteries are the biggest thing in the world for me.
Batteries are huge. And like, that's one of the reasons I enjoy Milwaukee Tools is, guess what? This battery dies. I've got more in there charged, ready to go. I don't even have to think about it because all my batteries are the same. Some have a little extra juice. Some don't.
And some are 12 volts, some are 18, so they go in different tools.
That's it, because of the advancements and things like that through here. But like one key, that's one of my favorite things, I think, nowadays, because thefts huge in construction. They know our tools cost money. It costs money to be able to put in our jobs. That's what they want. Well, guess what? One Key helps you be able to recover those tools because you can know the location.
And you look at it for theft, which I
do.
love. But my thought too is just running your business. If Squirt's out on a job and he calls in office and says, "Hey, look, man, we think there's a leak under the slab here," and you're dumb enough that you don't have multiple tools or enough tools in every van. No, and I'm joking about that. But my thought is,
who's got this one?
I know, yeah. You literally pull up your One Key, which we don't have it on Leak Pro, but
Milwaukee makes a little. I'm looking
Milwaukee
into this.
and us are working together on some
Looking
stuff. I'm
into
just
this.
telling you. But here's the thing is, and it'd be so easy to hide inside there. Nobody would even know. I know.
I was talking to Brent this week when we were doing training. It came up for discussion, and I was mentioning it to him.
But here's the cool thing. Okay, we got a big concrete saw. Has One Key on it.
Yep.
We can turn it on. We can look at our computer. We can track it. We can tell you right where the tool is. Now, if Randy's on the job, he's like, "Man, look, I got a leak over here. I really need a concrete saw." Well, we can look at One Key and say, "Hey, you know what? Junior has it, and Junior's about 4 miles from you. I'm going to have his apprentice bring it over and drop it off. Now you track it. Now it's in Randy's van. You always know where it is. And to be able to look at your One Key and track that stuff is amazing. All right, what else you got?
Staying up to date with the new tools coming out. No place better than the manufacturer's site.
Oh, there might be a better place. It may be social media. Because sometimes some of us get invited to come in and hang out and see their new tools and play with them. And I'm just telling you, kind of like it.
That's it. But if you don't have time to keep up with social media, which you have to be, hopefully,
you are today
here.
Anyway. I'm just saying you're here.
Check them out, definitely. But also check out their sites because they kind of, you'll be able to click in there and do some tool comparisons, things like that, to try to figure out which one's exactly right for you. Some social media people out there do those types of comparisons to actually compare different levels of drills, things like that. So, check out their site. It's a good one to check.
Okay. Now you've mentioned a lot of cool stuff,
Mhm.
but you didn't mention the pack out. I'm telling you, the first time I saw a pack out, I got excited. I was like, "Oh my gosh, look at this!" Because I've always tried to have the biggest toolbox,
Yes, you have.
the biggest truck,
Mhm.
the biggest Jeep, coolest motorcycles. I'm sorry. That's just I will work hard for what I want. I'm good with
And
that.
you know what he thinks is the coolest? This little sewer camera that goes into this pack out.
Oh my God, was that not the neatest, guys? If y'all have not seen it, we're walking through wet,
Well, yep.
and I
We're
start
wet when
drilling,
we
and
saw
Randy
this.
looks at me and says, "Dad, what's wrong with you?" I'm like, "Nothing." And I'm looking at this. It is a sewer camera that is about that big, and it just sits right on top of the pack out and locks down. And I'm like, "This is freaking awesome."
Yeah.
It
I
was so
figured that's
cool.
where you were headed
Man,
with pack
no,
out.
no,
just
I
did.
was just thinking the pack out because that's
Yep.
one of the first things about Milwaukee. I'm like, "Oh my God, look what they did!"
Mhm.
And I mean, you've got a backpack that'll lock down on it, a tumbler
Tumbler.
that'll lock down on it. It's like, okay, y'all are thinking of everything nowadays. So this is pretty neat. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit now about business growth and embracing modular technology because look, modular construction is guys, it keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
And it's efficient. Like that's the key to it. And I think that's why the growth is so popular on it. It's quicker, cuts down on labor, which makes it for a cheaper install. But then they're making the efficiencies on these things so great.
Here's the thing, guys. Look, if you can build a restaurant ground up in 3 months, okay, that's probably
Yep.
about right.
Yep.
90 days, that'd be a good turnaround.
Mhm.
What if you could do it in a month and a half?
Yeah.
Because literally, I mean, and we're not talking any more labor, we're talking less labor. Because you have your ground crews come in, get everything ready. You have your local plumbers come in and rough it in right where the connection is. They know what to do. They know it's all right there. Because it's all being built in Las Vegas and shipped to you. And literally a crane will pick it up, slide it right down where it goes, boom, it's connected, done, next piece. And think about how much labor you could save right there. And to me, you've got a better chance of higher quality because they're building this in a controlled environment. It's not like, hey, look, it's fixing to rain. Let's hurry up. Just throw that in. Come on, just get it in. No, it ain't. Just, you know what? We're inside the building, 72 degrees like it is every other day. Let's get our stuff done. Let's get out of here. So I love this. But Randy, what are challenges for adopting modular construction? Because everybody talks about it. There's got to be some challenges.
You know, there is, like, being able to offer customizations, things like that. That's going to change up that easy controlled environment, this cookie cutter style. Oh, no, each one's custom. That's going to slow that down. It's not going to be that rapid timeline. So that's a challenge that we all want to overcome, because we really do want to be able to offer some customization options, but we can't just leave it wide open for everything to be able to be customized, because it'll slow the process down, adding more labor, increasing the cost, and then making it not worth the effort.
No, and that makes complete sense. Yeah, I love that you said that customization, because I'm thinking I've been wanting to change my bathroom up a little bit at home and add to the outside. Of the house.
Okay. Yep.
And man, just the way you said that, there was something that tweaked. I thought, I could remove my tub. Now that would create a wide opening to walk into an outdoor area. But it could be pretty freaking cool. So anyway, I'm always thinking like that. Let's go into service work, because as we talk about modular, as we talk about things like that, look, guys, everything's changing, and we know that. But and back on the modular for just a second. When you can't change these things, it makes it great, because Taco Bell can now call and say, hey, we want to order 20 more stores. They're all the same.
Yep.
Nothing changes. And build 20 of them. Well, you know what? Number one, if you order 20 stores, you might get one for free. Yeah. I mean, I'm just going to throw that out there. But it's like, hey, if you're doing this, let's do this. And TikTok, Instagram, love to know what y'all would think. Jump over onto the channel. Love to hear what you have to say. Matt McDonald says, I used to love working in the casinos. When the tool vendors would come out, they would have us take a tool and demo it. Yep. No, that is amazing. Then take our feedback. And he says, prefabricated is the future. And guys, that's where we're headed. But now we're talking about service work. The next thing that's the future are the smart homes. And we're talking about it all the time. Be the person in your industry that understands the smart better than anybody else. How does it tie together? How do they talk to each other? How do they integrate? How can you control it all from your phone?
My first thought was, I wonder if any of these modulars are putting smart HVAC systems.
Oh, they gotta be.
High quality air inside these spaces, things like that. Maybe.
I would think so.
Because they're trying to keep it super small right now. So did they get rid of that or not think of that? I'm kind of curious here. Now, I know that we're going for efficiency and things, but are they all smart HVACs?
Now,
things like this that actually talk to each other, I wonder.
I don't know what our schedule is, but my thought is me and you need to sit down and look at hotels and flats. We've been talking about that for a couple of weeks. We're here now. We can breathe. We might sit down and book it. And what we might do is go ahead and reach out to Don Ahern.
Yeah. Try to book a day.
Can we come in a day early?
Yep.
Where you can carry the Osmo in, some little 360s, some glasses, and we go and ask Don, like, we'd really like to come out and video your modular. It's amazing. I mean, it is so good. But then we got to eat it also go no soul 2 extra times, because we're there a whole nother day early.
Yep. Breakfast.
Oh, you're not complaining?
No.
Oh, okay. I was waiting for you to complain.
No, I didn't catch a burrito last time, so I'll go back and have my burrito.
There you go. There you go. I love it. Okay, but integrating smart HVAC systems, because these things are going to tie to the plumbing, the electric, it all ties together.
Everything, like smart homes, it's not just going to be the HVAC system. Your HVAC is going to talk to the water heater, because they're also doing that in some of these HVAC systems where they're going liquid to air and air to liquid to heat and cool spaces, things like this. It's out there, and it's all going to talk to each other. Oh, no, I don't need any more water. Stop flowing to me. Close these bypass valves and just do it over there for a little while, and we'll reopen that later. Don't waste the energy coming through here right now.
Man.
And I think that's just where everything is headed, is smart devices and automations for these houses to actually be more efficient even with all the high efficiency items we have in them, if they're not smart enough, they're not self controlling and adjusting to run smoother.
So with the enhanced energy efficiency you get, it's going to help save you money. And everything is about ROI. I don't mind paying more. You know, we saw a 100% lifetime guaranteed roof
Yeah. Yep.
in Vegas.
Yeah.
And we go over and look at the shingle, and the shingle's probably 3/16 of an inch thick. And you know the roofer's going to complain about it. You're like, look, this is a pain to work with.
Yep.
Okay, that's your pain. That ain't my pain. I'm not having no pain because I'm never going to have to replace this thing again.
That's it. It's the last roof I got to buy.
Yeah, I'm good with it. Be painful as you got to be.
Spend that extra labor. Okay.
Yes. So I'm good with that. But it's going to lead to long-term cost savings. And to me, that's what it's all about. You know, you see these houses that, and I've got a decent sized house. It's, I don't have solar on it yet, but I want it. And you talk to these other solar people and they're like, yeah, I own my panels now. They've had it long enough. They've paid it off. So now the money that they are saving, they're also making money because it's generating revenue because it makes more power than they're using. And it sells that back to the municipality or whoever owns the grid. So they're like, you know, I used to pay $600 a month for electricity. Now they pay me $100 a month to buy my extra electricity.
Yep.
And I'm like, just leave every house at a light on. I don't care. But improve user control and systems monitoring. Guys, the system monitoring part's what's going to be big because it's going to let you know, hey, you've lost refrigerant, or hey, your fan blower motor's not blowing efficiently, which tells you it either needs to be cleaned or bearings replaced or something like that. So just the opportunities here are great.
I think that's my favorite part is the maintenance reminders. Hey, your filter's getting clogged. May want to replace it. Things like that are huge because a lot of things, small, simple maintenance things, slip our minds because we get so busy in our day to day.
So neat. So now we're going to get into MET, materials, equipment, and tools. Advancements in sustainable building materials. And guys, I became a lead AP in 2009. So 16 years ago is when it became big enough that the USGBC, the United States Green Building Council, and even before me, because I wasn't the first lead AP, but that's when I was doing it. So we've been talking about building green buildings for a long time. And the cool thing about it is the construction industry is witnessing a shift towards sustainable materials to reduce the environmental impact. And that's what this whole thing is about. It's about people not getting sick building syndrome, which there are some buildings that are built with chemicals in them that the wrong person is in there and their body doesn't react well to that. We're all allergic to different things somewhere down the road. I'm glad I'm not allergic to tequila or whiskey. I'm just gonna say that. I was thinking about the safe earlier, doing some stuff. But anyway, we're all allergic to something. And what we're doing now is we're building smarter buildings that there's less things in it that could off gas, that could be a problem for people or anything at all like that. But the development of eco-friendly concrete alternatives is becoming a big one. You know, concrete's always had silica in it.
Yep.
So now we're looking at what can we do different with it and make it be better. And then using more recycled materials in construction projects. And even these concretes can be recycled. The porcelains, the toilets that we demo from buildings, there's so many things that can be recycled and done with the right way that it makes such a big difference. And Randy, what are the benefits? Because adopting sustainable practices, it takes time. You can't just say, we're going to do it starting right now. But what are the benefits once people do that?
Well, you know, it's going to reduce the carbon footprint. Like I can think back to recycled materials way back when we first started. They were kind of flimsy, fell apart real easy, things like that. But as the decades have progressed, it's getting stronger, it's getting better. We're putting a little more into it. And that's going to reduce that carbon footprint, like I said, because we're not manufacturing new things all the time. We're reusing some things and going through a less extensive process to actually turn that into something. And I think that's a huge one. There's a big potential cost savings here, though. And that's a huge one. And I'm glad to see this is becoming more normal than what it used to be, because used to be this was a kind of a rare thing that happened. or just non-existent even before that. So we're making good strides and headed the right direction.
And I love it, of course, because I'm a lead AP. So I'm constantly looking at how do we do things greener? And the cool things about it, like a good thing is you look at the reduced carbon footprint. Now, that was a big deal to me. That's why my logo at Texas Green Plumbing was a footprint. It was a water drop. It was a leaf. It was really cool. But the cost savings in the long run, if we can install, think about this. We go down to American Airlines centers, probably got 200 urinals.
Yep.
Well, if you install 200 waterless urinals, well, you just saved, 0.8 gallons of water, probably 20 times a night for each one. That stuff adds up, guys. So it really is that there is a long-term, I know there's an upfront investment, but there's also a long-term cost savings that are going to be really good.
Yeah, and even like think about your home, your decking outside. You want to do a nice porch or patio. It's wood. It's going to deteriorate over the years. Well, if you use some alternative materials,
It may not.
it can last a whole lot longer, especially if it's all built right. So some things like that, like you can truly get that major return on that investment if it's something that you use on a day-to-day basis, especially.
Okay, so today's video is sponsored by Leak Pro. So Squire, talk a little bit about Leak
Pro. So we want to thank Leak Pro for sponsoring today's video. I'm Henry Wakefield. I build the equipment here in Texas. A lot of people ask me that, like, when is it available? I've typically got it back there ready to ship out within 24 to 48 hours, guys.
And I love that because here's what's neat. You look, Randy builds it. Randy does the training. Randy ships it. Randy works on a website. Randy works on a Facebook ads. Everybody asks me, says, well, Roger, what do you do? I said, I just look good.
He jumps in front of the camera when I need him to.
I'm a puppet. That's all okay, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt
He does
you.
the marketing breakdown with you, which is something that he's learned
man,
to
I
do
love
very
that
well.
part.
And I know that y'all have got one coming up, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But I build the best.
For Lowe's Plumbing in
Yes,
Tulsa, outside
correct.
of Tulsa. Throwing that out there.
Yep. I build the best leak detection system for professional plumbers, guys. It's simple to use. It's the equipment. It's one wire to your headphones. The only adjustment on the whole thing is the volume knob,
Which we're having a hard time getting right now.
It's on-off activation. Oh, we're good. We're good.
He says, I've already solved that problem.
I solved that problem
See?
100%.
I love it.
It's handled.
I love it.
My normal ones are months back lead. It's okay.
I'm waiting on the tariffs to go away.
Something's
joking.
going on there.
So what'd you find? Just because curiosity, we're talking about it.
It had me go down. So the potentiometers, the volume knobs, what it's going to do is I'm going to have a finer adjustment now for the volume.
I love that.
Is what the difference is going to be a little.
So we upgraded the equipment.
We upgraded the equipment a little bit more.
I love
And
it.
that's what we try to do, is constantly make it better any way that we possibly can. I build the Sidekick, which is an aluminum rod. So that's the one you really want in your hands when you're listening through concrete slabs.
Yep.
Because that aluminum rod just kind of eliminates that layer of concrete. But also make a T-handled probe with a stainless steel rod, real durable, made for that yard service whenever you're wanting to listen for leaks out there. And it's simple to use. You work through that process. You'll quickly locate exactly which line's leaking. Then you use a little patience and the right process. You'll be able to pinpoint exactly where that leak is. And if you want to check that out, you can visit www.leak-pro.com, or you can give me a call at 1-8888-LEAK-PRO, and we can discuss the equipment or coming out here and doing some training, guys.
And I'll tell you what, getting out here this last week and working with Brent and seeing how this is somebody that's only been plumbing for 2 years. So he's looking and learning and figuring things out. But I'll tell you what, it was neat to see somebody go through that thing of, look, I've never really done this.
Yep.
To, hey, you know what? I feel comfortable doing it. This is pretty good. And I've told him, look, our training center is difficult. We didn't build it to say, well, look, we want everybody just to be able to walk out here and find every leak in the world. No, we want to put leaks in that you got to work at. And so this has been fun. It's been neat to see. It's been neat to be a part of. And it's been neat to make it happen. Now, we're going to talk about MEP, mechanical, electrical, and plumbing. And we're going to talk about the rise of smart building technologies because look, don't know if y'all noticed, we're talking about smart buildings today. But the smart building technologies, they are changing everything mechanical, electrical, and plumbing do. And it is changing the way we do installs. It's changing the equipment we use. It's changing the service for it. But it's also looking it all up where it all talks to each other and does a lot of different things.
Make it easier for that end user to have the easy button. You know, like I feel like in the trades, as we've always said, man, if there was an easy button, I'd love to just have it.
Do it. Yep.
That's where we're headed, guys, to that easy button to maintain your home, maintain your systems, keep things going until that alarm goes off and says, hey, I need a technician to look at this part or whatever it is. We're putting more devices through the systems, which is costing a little more, but it's creating that easy button, that control from your cell phone as you're anywhere in the world.
Yeah, and literally, I messed with my thermostats last night because I got hot last night before I went to bed. So I turned it down too far because I froze in the middle of the night. I wasn't getting out of bed because it was cold. I didn't want to reach my arm out from under the cover, so I just said, you know what, I'm good. I got that heavy weighted blanket on me. I'm fine. But I got a great night's sleep, and to be able to just control that from your bed is great. The next thing I want light switches in my room that I can control with my phone. And I know they make them. I'm not an electrician, so that ain't my specialty. But I love stuff like that. And this makes buildings more efficient. Okay? Because literally right now, I say, oh, do you know what? There's nobody going to be in my house for the next 6 hours. I could turn my thermostat down and say, I don't have to keep it warm all day. I love stuff like that. But it's also part of sustainability. And guys, the more we can do to save energy, power, and water and things right now, the better off we're going to be in the future. And I think that the more smart building technologies each one of us as tradespeople can learn to take on and learn more about and install more about. We do slab leaks and leak detection, whole house water filtration systems, but there's also remote leak detection systems that can notify you and say, hey, you got a water leak at home. And this is smart technology for plumbers. So I want y'all to think about that. Okay, now this is different. Okay, so we're talking about Matt, prefabricated is the future right here. Yep. Most of them are definitely getting away from split units and going ductless. Insta-Hots and accessible plumbing. Insta-Hots are another thing that, man, if you're a plumbing company, you should have one on your van. Because when you go out and say, yeah, I noticed in the kitchen, y'all don't have an Insta-Hot. Do y'all ever make soup or hot chocolate or hot tea or anything like that? And we're like, well, yeah, but we just put water in the microwave or we do this. What if you just had an Insta-Hot? You just flipped a lever and you had hot water right there. Cool stuff. Josh Christner says having a glycol chilled system in a house is going to be a game changer. You know, Josh, and I hadn't even thought about that because I installed all the glycol systems out at DFW Airport on the big remodel. I say my crew did, but that's pretty neat. Matt McDonough says bourbon and amaretto. Now that's different.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to get a bottle of amaretto in here. He also says, thank you, Leak Pro, for giving us the greatest tag team in the trades. You guys are awesome. Thank you, sir. Randy's looking for a new partner. He's like, Dad, I get tired of talking to you. Matt says, got to run, gentlemen. Got a package unit running funny. There you go. Matt, thank you for being here, brother. We appreciate it. Love having you in here all the time. Hopefully, and I'll send you a text. I'll try to remember to send it later if somebody will remind me. I'll send you a text and you'll have my number because I would like to talk to you when we're in Vegas. Thank you, brother, and you have a great day. Okay.
I was going to say, the main thing here, guys, with all the rise of smart building technologies, embrace it. Don't be scared of it.
Boy, not the truth.
If you don't know about the Internet of Things, you need to start studying a little bit on the Internet of Things because all of our devices are going to talk to each other in the not so far future is where it's all headed.
And I love that. And I've always got to look it up, the IoT, the Internet of Things. Randy's been studying it. So it's like, he's like, Dad, here's what it does. It does this, it does this. I'm like, what do you call that IoT thing again? But I mean, you look at it because now we're talking about where the work is. And with the growth in AI, with the growth in smart technology, data centers are becoming bigger and bigger and bigger and more important. So we've got to look at how do we become involved with that? And there's a neat comment a while ago. Well, don't they need a plumber to help build those data centers? Yes, they do. Because you got the crack units in there. You've got chilled water piping on it, and maybe one day it's glycol.
You got drains. You've got it's all there. Yes.
You got restrooms for the people that are there.
Takes plumbers. It takes electricians. It takes pipe fitters and welders.
It takes blue collar workers.
All the HVAC of every sort, because there is so much duct work that goes into those things too. It takes every one of us. All your concrete workers, things like that, man. It takes the structure, guys, just like
it's
anything
a full-blown
else.
building.
And they usually have the whole thing behind concrete walls and big Jurassic Park gates.
Boy, that's the truth. Yeah, because can you imagine? I don't even want to go there. Yeah, data centers, that's where everything are. But there's opportunities for contractors specializing in high-tech infrastructure. And that's a big deal. My little brother is a VP of IT for a big financial investment firm. And his job is to design these systems and integrate them and all this. And when he says I'm in IT, I'm thinking, okay, hey, help me hook up my computer. And he's like, when you hear IT, you think of a computer. I think of the entire world that feeds everything into where you have access to that data on your computer at every second of every day.
Yep.
And I'm like, wait, it's not just all right there on my computer. I thought I plugged it in. There's a little man in there that just pressed buttons and told me what I needed to hear.
Well, another thing, we were talking about the 100-acre data center earlier in Utah.
In Utah.
Think of how many security guards will be on that thing all the time. That's creating a lot of jobs for people just to maintain the area and the space. Keep all the units running smooth. Maintenance guys, you're going to be out there monitoring flows, monitoring temperatures, things like that. It's going to create a lot of work over time too.
You want to make sure you develop any skills for anything for data centers, because if you can, Beard was great at it. We were out at TI for years. So when they needed another data room, a crack units and servers and stuff like that, they knew, hey, Beard knows what they're doing. Mm-hmm. And we just get in, look at the prints. Here's the chill water. Here's what we got to do. So neat stuff. And luckily we knew all about it, made it nice. Now, instructor training, preparing for the next generation of tradespeople. And I'm going to throw something in here because I didn't read through this entire part. The first thing that I thought of was gamification.
Yeah.
And we're looking at that in everything that we do. How can we make it fun? But the workforce shortage that's freaking already here underscores the most importance of effective training programs. And look, I love online trading. I can sit in front of my computer and go through it, or I can be making my bed and listen to it and turn it on my TV. You got YouTube on TV now. I can log into my mail on TV. I mean, you can do whatever you want to do these days.
Go for a walk.
Yeah.
Sit there and
go for a walk with
it
in your headphone.
Yep.
Drive to Austin and listen to a 2-hour audiobook.
Eat some good tacos.
Man, I'm ready. I need to get down. See, you throwing me on food, Randy. Man, that ain't even right.
Getting hungry, I guess.
But look, instructors these days, and I've got people reaching out to me saying, look, we'd like to download your videos and show them to our students. It's like, well, why don't your students just get online and watch them? It's like, well, they're incarcerated. And they're very controlled about what they allow them to see. Can we use your videos? So it's like, well, I want to talk to you and make sure that you understand it's only used for there. You're not making money on it. You're not charging them. You're not doing this. So, yeah, I think that any trainer should be collaborating with either a social media expert, a higher education school, something like that. How can you collaborate and do things together and maybe help introduce your students? I would love for a group of students to come out here one day and see the training center and understand leak detection and say, wow, this is a whole new opportunity. Because a lot of them don't even know it's there.
That's it. Like, we don't know what we don't know, guys. And there's so many different specialty trades out there, like underwater welders,
Houston, Oceanic. I'm
who
just telling you,
would-
I know where the training is. I wanted to do it for years.
That's it. But like, who would have ever thought that there's welders that go underwater and weld under the water? Like,
Oh wait, no, not even that. There's welders that they call you and say, "Hey, need you to fly to the Bahamas." Okay. 3 days from now, you're going to get picked up by a helicopter.
Yep.
Okay. They're going to fly you out to an offshore rig. Okay. Where you'll be working 14, 16, 18 hours a day for 2 weeks.
Yep.
Okay. At the end of 2 weeks, you'll have about 20 grand. And the helicopter will pick you back up, fly you back to the Bahamas. And then you can fly home when you're ready.
Yep.
Can I start tomorrow? I mean, I'll do my 2 weeks right now. I'm good.
So if you don't know a lot of trades, get out there and get to searching, because some of them
Some of them
get
can be
some
amazing.
really good opportunities. Some of them, it's more pleasing. Like, you were a service plumber for years.
I loved it.
You like how that makes your heart feel
You
at
bet.
the end of every day, at the end of every call.
Yes.
Maybe not every call, because, well, there's some of those
But
customers
maybe.
out there, but maybe. So it is. It's kind of huge. And being able to teach that to people, is, look, find a trade that's going to make you happy. That's something that we've all got to pass on. I've had some guys that have come in, brand new apprentice, worked a week, and then like by the
They
end of the
know
week, they
everything.
just come up and they go, "Boss, there's one thing I know. This is not for me. I can't. There's no way I can do this for life." Okay, well, did you see any other trade out here that was going on while you were here
Mhm.
that might interest you? Well, actually,
That that electrical work looks like fun. It's like, oh my God.
they don't have to clean
you're
up.
not-
I think I could handle that.
You're not even smart enough to be a plumber. Get over there.
Y'all always have a broom in my hand, and they don't even have brooms. So
Yeah, boy, that's the truth. It's neat though, because, and I go back to the underwater welding because that's something that I was excited about. And I started doing research on it before I was even a scuba diver.
Yep.
And I'm like, man, I'll go down there and go to school. And it wasn't cheap.
Mhm.
I don't
I'm
know
sure.
I don't know what it costs anymore. But I mean, they've got tanks that are like 40 feet deep that you go down in and practice welding. So to me, I would have had to learn scuba diving. Okay. Twist my arm. Learn to weld. Okay. Twist my arm a little bit more. And then learn how not to throw up in helicopters. I'm good with that.
There you go.
That's not a bad gig.
No,
And you
not
make
at all.
good money
Like,
at it.
that's it. And I'm sure there's other trades out there that are very similar, out for specialties. Leak detection, man. I remember Terry telling me many times, "Dude, you'll get random calls from Saudi Arabia.
Can you
Nope.
come over here?
They'll pay you $100,000. Come over here now. I need you to find leaks now.
Yep.
Don't delay. I'll have you on a plane tomorrow. Is that enough time?"
Uh-huh.
And it's just like, whoa, wait, what?
And you tell them, I don't know that y'all want to do that because I only fly first class. It's like, oh no, we got you the business office suite. Okay.
We want you to be able to work while you're flying. No
Yes,
problem. We don't want to slow you down.
Yeah,
though.
it's like I need y'all to email me a map of the property, the blueprints. Here's what all I need. You send that, and I need a suite that I can set up a full computer in because I'm working on the way over there. Like,
No
okay.
problem. So, it's out there. Opportunities are there.
We had friends at Beard Mechanical that went overseas. Where was it? I'm thinking Stump.
No, I know. And
St-
Buddy and
Stump.
Chad.
Yeah.
I know a bunch
They
of
went
guys
over
that
to
went
some,
down
I'm going to say somewhere to Costa Rica.
to an island.
Okay. Yeah. They went out to a big island.
Yep.
To build
To work on some
kind of chip plant or
I
something.
don't remember. Yeah, and they were there
What, 6
back
or 8
and
months.
forth
Yeah.
for a while. Like it was good. They had a good gig
Yeah,
set
that's
up
not
for that.
bad at all. All right, let's talk about specialty work. And we're talking about smart homes. We're talking about smart buildings. We're talking about smart technology. We're talking about AI. We're talking about all of this. But if you're a business owner, and I'm going to say in the residential because it's not really getting down to the residential yet.
Yep.
But if you can be one that understands the AI for energy efficiency in buildings, and when I think of AI, let me change that. When I think energy efficiency, I don't just think electricity. I think water. I think quality of water. I think air. I think quality of air, electricity, and just, that makes everything run. But I look at all that and it's like, if you can be the guy, and I know you know more about this than I do, because you're studying this every day now. But when you look at it, man, if you can be that person in that city. When I started my company, we specialized in slab lease and leak detection. That was our first boom. We're going to focus on this. And then once we started growing our business that way by going in and talking to real estate agents saying, hey, look, are you doing a sewer water test? Well, then we got into whole house water filtration. Then I became the guy that could talk about whole house water filtration more than most people. Learning the AI for energy efficiency is going to set you apart from everybody else in your, I'm going to say your area. It doesn't even have to be the world. And if your area is YouTube, become the guy on YouTube that says, look, here's how AI works. Here's how it ties together for energy efficiency, for water efficiency, for air quality. Boom, boom, boom. Make it all talk.
That's it. Like the main thing we were saying about AI, what is AI? It all relies on data. So then if you create this AI space where you plug in all the parts and components to this home, hey, what's the most efficient way to run this home? Or what are the most efficient settings to set this home based on outside temperatures, things like this, all these different things. AI can run through so many more calculations so much quicker than we can
instantly
use it. It is a tool. That is why we want to talk about things like this, because it's a tool. Learn how to use that tool. Just like he said, you be the first guy that can go in there. I can make your home more efficient by X% on a standard application. Well, guess what? If you're the guy that saves 10, 20%, hey, yeah, you need to call this guy and get him to come over there and run a test on your house and plug all your information in to go through and get everything set right. Because he's got this AI thing that just tears into all the data and knows exactly what it needs to be done, because it studies all the historical data too to learn from, which is huge.
And the neat thing about it is, if you become the specialist, and if you're just a plumber, an electrician, or an HVAC tech right now, individually, you become a specialist, you become the go-to guy. I mean, like, hey, I don't know, but you know what? We need Henry on the phone. Hey, here's what we need. It's funny. Henry's the only name I don't call you by.
I know. It's super rare. It's been 2 or 3 times this show. I thought it was pretty good.
I know. I say I'm working on it.
Yeah.
But it'll never be a habit. Randy and Squirts was going to work.
I'm used to it.
But the thing is, if you can become the go-to guy, like you said, people used to call Terry and say, Terry, we need you. My other buddy, Darren, people call and say, hey, we need you to come here. We need you to do this. And I mean, cool calls like, hey, do you know so-and-so that is the winner of the last 3 NASCAR Cups? It's like, yeah, well, he's got a 250,000 square foot swimming pool that they can't find the leak on.
Yep.
We need you to come to North Carolina. Okay, that big a pool is probably going to take a week or 2. Here's how much it is. Yeah, we're not worried about the price. Just come on.
Just come find this leak.
Yeah, just come find the leak. We've had all the plumbers in town come out and they can't find it. Just come find the leak. Well, okay, we can do that. So neat stuff. The calls from overseas. I get calls from around the country saying, can we get Roger to come up here and fix this? It's like, you probably could.
My water heater's going out.
But man, you don't want Roger changing your water heater. And then Oprah says, yeah, I do. Okay, he'll be there then. I'm joking. She didn't do that yet, but it could happen. But I mean, when you look at stuff like this, when you can become the specialist, you're setting yourself apart from everybody else in the world. And if you're willing, we talk about this all the time, if you're willing to get up every morning and study for 30 minutes to an hour about your niche, it's not so you know everything, so there's less out there you don't know anything about. And then you're going to find something like that apprentice. Hey, plumbing ain't for me. Okay, did you see anything else you like? You know what? While you're going through all this stuff that you're learning every morning, you're going to come across something that you're like, oh my God, I love this. I want to do this. Why am I so passionate about plumbing? I love it. I can talk about plumbing every day the rest of my life, and man, I'm good.
Yeah, he's weird. It's okay.
I know. I don't care. You call it what you want,
That's
man.
it.
I've studied it. I got excited about it. I love water. And to be honest, part of my biggest deal is Randy and his daughters at the time.
Mhm.
I had 2 granddaughters and a son, and I'm at an event. They're like, your family's not going to have access to the water the way you have. And I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Because I understand the importance of water. We're 75, 80% water. What do you mean they're not going to have access? So, well, water's going to be controlled. It's going to be regulated. It's not going to be as high quality. It's not going to be this. It's not going to be this. And I'm like, oh, BS. Watch me. I'm gonna get a soapbox. I'm gonna get up and start telling people, why aren't we doing this? That's why I became a Green Plumbers USA. That's why I became a lead AP. I care about water, but it's not for me. I'm old. I'm gonna be gone before y'all ever have water problems. But if I can help him and my granddaughters and grandson now, if I can help all them have access to water, I did something good. If I can help your grandchildren have access to water, I did something good. And that's why it was like, man, I'm gonna get a hold of this. And I try. And it's something I look at every single freaking day. I love what I get to do. Social media spotlight, quality HVACR. And we've got to, I've got to watch him. This is cool.
Yeah. So recent highlights here, we like to pull up a few videos, kind of talk about why your AC system keeps freezing up and how you fix it.
That's a good one.
I've had this issue in life a few different times.
Mm-hmm.
Videos like this are very helpful for people, especially people that don't know. They just kind of open things and it's like, wait, what? Why is all this ice in here? I don't think this is supposed to be like this. And you come across videos like this and you actually get to learn from them. Best HVAC tools of 2025, and are they worth the hype?
Love that. There's so many new tools out.
There are. And, I like this because it's honestly, is it worth the investment or not? Because we see so many new tools. Okay, well, I can't buy them all. Which ones are truly going to be the best for me and what I do on a day-to-day basis?
Wait. Why can't you buy them all?
Well,
I try.
You try, but
I ain't there yet.
There's a lot of tools out in the world and more coming out all the time. So, not yet. Not saying there won't be a day that we can afford them all.
No, we were talking about Milwaukee earlier. The website, MilwaukeeTools.com. Going to Pipeline, getting to walk over and see the whole. They have plumbing, big beautiful letters, and then almost like a stage, multi-level stage with nothing but plumbing tools on it. And when you walk up, it's like, I love it here. But then you look right behind you, they got the same thing with HVAC. I mean, guys, look, and guess what? Those batteries I was talking about, that they work on both tools. It is so cool. No, I do.
That's the best part.
It is. It is. And the mechanic tools, they work with the same batteries. That's why we're like, hey, that impact wrench that I use, I want that. The socket sets, it's amazing stuff. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry, I got excited.
I was going to say, so some of the main things here is, why do you want to follow quality HVACR? Clear, concise, and engaging educational content. That's what we try to provide here. We try to have some fun, but still teach some great things. He covers both residential and commercial HVAC troubleshooting. So no matter which division you work in, you can learn some things from watching the video. And that's helpful. That's helpful for everybody.
No, I love that because, believe it or not, it all kind of crosses over a little bit, but it's all different.
That's it.
And that's what I love about me. I've done residential and commercial and industrial. I've done service. I've done new construction. I've been non-union, union, non-union again. I've done a lot of it.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of.
I tell a lot of people I love that I did rough-ins and top-outs back when I was a teenager, because then I truly got to see what goes into the home, not just the plumbing. Because I was putting in the plumbing, but I was learning everything else going around too, to actually see what goes into a home, to have that understanding at a young age.
Yeah, it's neat. And TikTok, Instagram, look, I see a lot of comments down there. I can't read all that. But if y'all ever got questions or comments, you can jump over to YouTube. Go to YouTube, search the Trade Talks, look for us. you'll find us. And we might change the name of the channel. We'll talk about that. Ask me about it as soon as we're done. HVACR, one of their videos that I love, because look, I'm a certified HVAC technician. I've got the license in my pocket. I need to check because it's about time for me to renew it.
I was about to say, did
I
it
was going to
expire?
say, yeah, I thought every year about this time. So I need to look at renewing it. How to test a capacitor like a pro. And guys, if you can watch that video as a homeowner, and I'm throwing the magic dust out there, if you can watch that video, because all you need is a little voltmeter.
Yep. I have one of those.
Yeah, me too. A couple of them. You learn how to test a capacitor. A capacitor is normally what's wrong when your AC goes out. And I hate to say that because it's about a $15, $20 part. But in the middle of the night, that's $1,000.
Hey.
And nobody complains.
Like
nobody
complains.
complains.
That's it. It's like, look, I need it working. I need it working. And yeah, I'm sure I've paid for a capacitor or two in my time. So.
Oh, we've paid for them. Just we paid more than the 10 or 12 bucks.
That's right.
I know that. Let me ask you some questions because you've been to AHR, WET, and KBIZ, IBS.
Mm-hmm.
I got to go hang out with Russell Brunson, Tony Robbins, Andy Elliott.
Mm-hmm.
I'm headed in a couple of weeks to hang out with Brendan Burchard, Ed Milet, and I believe Mel Robbins. So we get to do some pretty cool stuff.
We do.
We get to learn some good things. And we get to come back and implement things.
Mm-hmm.
I love when people watch us and ask us questions. But the one big thing, and I'm headed to social media marketing world this year. I'm actually speaking to the first timers this year, so I'm excited about it. I'm getting to do some cool stuff. But one thing I always talk about is implementation. And people that watch us all the time and have questions, or they're like, hey, I'm not sure what to do here. I'm not sure what to do here. Or they go learn things. You know, I was with probably about 70 plumbers at Tradewin in Kansas City, Missouri, this last Saturday. The thing I always tell people is implementation. Don't just come in and learn something. Go home with a plan to implement. That's why I started YouTube. And you've heard that story 100 times. I don't have to tell it. What have you learned in the last 4 weeks that you're like, here's what I'm doing different now? Or here's what we're doing different?
Like, wait, I've definitely added some extra focus onto a couple of things.
Focus and clarity are huge.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is I think it just kind of made me step back again, which is something that we all have to do sometimes. Step outside of yourself and look back in and like, what am I screwing up? Where should I be spending my time that I'm not right now? And I kind of went back and thought like that. And like I started ads and stuff at the end of last year. Well, now I'm kind of going, okay, I may need to slow that down a little, put some more work on where that ad's taking my customer.
I like that.
Because I'm getting them there right now, which is great, but I feel like I didn't put the time and effort I needed to on where they're going right just yet. So I'm wanting to back up and look at some things like that and put extra focus into some of those spots.
Yeah, I like that a lot. That's actually really good.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that because one of the very first, I went through Brendan Burchard's high performance coaching, high performance habits, read the book and went through his coaching. And the very first two programs are focus and clarity. And guys, that's what it's all about. Whatever you're working on there today, focus on it and get clear. I'm going to jump through these last two things real here. Hey, Roger, do you tape and dope or dope and tape? I dope and tape. No, I tape and dope. Tape first, then dope. Hi, everyone. Good evenings from Slovakia. Great to have you in here, Miss Hannah. Thank you so much. Yeah, how are you doing today? And Explicit Gaming says, I learned you won't answer my question. Well, number one, Explicit Gaming, I did, but we're doing a show here and we've got a formula, so we stick with it. But I did answer your question. You're upset that I didn't answer it within 2 minutes. Sorry about that. Have a great day. Talk about Leak Pro.
We want to thank League Pro for sponsoring today's episode of the Trade Talks, letting us be able to come here and talk all trades with you for an hour, Monday through Fridays, guys. And at League Pro, we build the best leak detection system for professional plumbers. If you want to check out my equipment, you can visit www.leak-pro.com. Or if you need training, give me a call at 1-8888-LEAK-PRO, and we can discuss coming out and doing a couple-day training with you.
Absolutely. Guys, this is phenomenal. The complete kit is amazing, and the training will set you apart from everybody else in your area. I give you my word. Explicit Gaming got owned by Roger. I wasn't trying to own anybody. I was just being honest. Garage Monastery says it's okay. Just remember to be respectful. Always. Yes, indeed. Guys, this has been wonderful. Thank you so much. We go live at 10 o'clock every day, Central Standard Time. If you've already subscribed, go ahead and hit that button to ring the bell. That way you get notified every time we release a new video. Thank you for being here. Hopefully we'll see you again tomorrow.
Thanks for coming, guys. See you here tomorrow, Friday. Get out there and hit it effing hard. Bye, y'all.
Bye, guys.